Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another gamereplays.org shoutcast. My name is Grey Knight, and you will be joining me watching our very own homebred team, which is the purple team: Procelot, Northern Magic, Grizz, Schwermer and Sydney Losterot. Okay, so they'll be the purple team. I could skip the loading screen for you guys so you could skip it, but I've got to sit here, so I thought I'd drag you guys down here with me in the waiting screen, and we can be equally as bored as we wait for these guys' wooden PCs to load this game. 53%, and it's been about half an hour now by my watch. It's a bit of a dodgy watch, I do admit. It's a little bit fast. Alright, 64. It's looking good. Should be in game sometime by next week. So I guess we'll take this opportunity to take a look at the teams. Blue team, we've got Vigar bringing up the magic DPS, Sonar going support, Corky bringing in that physical damage, Olaf jungling, and Tank Malphite. So a good team composition there. Bottom team, purple team, we have Warwick, Lanewick. It's not jungle. I was about to say jungle. It's not jungle. It's the flavour of the month, which is the Lanewick. To put Warwick, who is a jungler, in the lane. But Riot has had a lot of balance problems to make somebody viable in the jungle, make them a good jungler. They've essentially had to make the champion a slightly OP in terms of sustainability, and players have sort of cottoned on to that of late and have. And are exploiting their high sustainability in lane. So they're basically taking junglers and laning with them. So you've got lane Udyr and lane Warwick and champions like that have really high sustainability, so they can jungle effectively. Okay. Sydney's gone for the support role. If I'm correct, I've not played with him for a while, but if I'm correct, he plays a bit of Lux. But don't hold me on that. He plays Ashe. I'm pretty sure he plays Ashe as well. When he goes carry DPS, Procelot. I've not seen him before. Hopefully I know there was a couple of comments in the thread about him, so he's one to keep an eye on. Enemy CV going down on our blue. So they're going to be able to see Rise, Tariq and Caitlyn there, who is just adjusting her rifle. That is a mighty big gun, if I do say so myself. Nunu, great jungler, recently been nerfed. I'm not sure what patch version. I think this is 1.0.0.121. I'm not sure if that's before or after the Nunu nerfs. I assume it's before, because he's been picked. Excusez-moi. The jungler Nunu picking up blue. Let's have a look at who we're on. We're on Warwick, so let's go beans. I am a notoriously bad cameraman, so if I do miss 99.9% of the action, then just blame it on me. Not that you wouldn't blame it on me, of course, but oh well. We've got a top lane, which is Warwick and Malphite. Now Warwick has his Q, which is powerful. It's been nerfed recently, but I believe in this patch it's a powerful like 80%. With 100%, I could take a look. Look at that, 80%. Look at that, called it. 80% of his damage dealt as HP back to Warwick, so he's got great sustainability. He can stay in lane despite taking harassment. Malphite, on the other hand, has his passive Granite Shield, which is 10% of his maximum HP as this sort of shield, which regenerates. I think it's every 7 seconds. Don't hold me on that. I think it got nerfed slightly to be 12 seconds, but I think they undid that nerf, so I think it's back down to about 7 or 8 seconds. So if you stand here like he's doing here, His shield should regenerate in a minute, and it should prevent him from taking too much harassment damage from the Warwick. There it is. It's that grey sort of image there on his HP bar. So if we go down bottom, we've got some good ward placement, offensive ward placement in the brush there, and unfortunately, yeah, that ward timer says it's maximum, but I think that's a bug due to the replay viewer, so don't worry too much about that. That ward will be a lot lower than it is. Olaf, who's picking up red, so he's going to be roughly around level 4 when he does the double golem. And he could be looking to gank, but Lasserot is Losterot. I'm just going to call him Sydney. Sydney is on the ball and he's picked up plenty of wards. That's his second ward, I believe. That he must have bought the first one as well. He's got a third ward in his pocket, and he shall be placing that in a good stun from Tarek, giving Caitlyn some good opportunities to get some harassment on the enemy Corki. Who Corki is just so cool. I've been playing a lot Corki at the minute. He's really strong. He's got good escape mechanisms, great damage, and he's just a really fun carry to play. And on top of all that, he's got a Gatling gun, so, you know, enough said. Giggity, giggity goo. Can hear my brother outside going giggity goo. It's just set me off now for the next 20 minutes of my Family Guy quotes. Right, okay, so Tarek taking a lot of damage there. Goes down first blood to Corki. That is never a good sign. Q coming off from Caitlyn. It's not going to be enough. Warwick goes down as well. Gank from Olaf called it. I thought it was going to be a gank bottom. They didn't need it. Corki taking down the Tarek. We've got a counter gank coming from Nunu. Oh wow, Nunu, good gank there from Nunu, obviously, onto the Corki, taking him down. I thought he was going to be dangerous. I thought it was GG right there for the Corki getting fed this early on. It's not good news for the GR team, but Nunu showing up where he needs to be. He's got a couple of wards, so that's always good. Northern Magic, good gank. Blood Boil on Nunu. You can tell because his hands like, ooh, he's been caught red-handed. He's got red hands. So if you catch Nunu red-handed, he's got Blood Boil on. Sonar, I have no idea how much HP she actually has. I don't know why I keep talking like that. High pitched for the main course of the menu and then down for the punchline. I don't know why I keep doing that. Stun from Tarek. Does no damage if it's at his... I've done it again. Does no damage if it's at his maximum range of that stun. It's a weird stun. It's strange. It's cool, but it's strange. Alright, Tarek, good support character. Stun going off on the Corki. Caitlyn, great harassment damage, doing what she needs to do. Again, I'm not sure how much HP that tower has because we are currently on Warwick, and he's not really going to be looking bot that much. So, due to the fact that we're viewing this from the LoL replay tool, it only updates, just because the way League of Legends works, it only updates when the Warwick is taking a sneak peek at the action. Up top, I believe top lane is a little bit boring, dare I say that word, because of the high sustainability of both these champions, so I don't think much goes on. Olaf did get a gank on Warwick, so... you know, could be wrong, gents. We could be in for some hot action there, but down bottom, I believe, is where most of the action is gonna get going, because in middle we've got Vigar, who is quite weak early on, but then again we've got Rise, who is quite weak early on, dare I say, as well. He's quite the tank. Is Rise when you get the items on him. He's got good magic resistance, so he's a good contestant for that Vigar. Vigar's really got to be careful against this Rise, because I think Rise has the advantage in middle lane. However, he doesn't look like he's being that aggressive, due to the fact that Nunu's ganking bottom. I think this Vigar's just going to be safe to get a lot of hits with his Q, which gives him ability power per like minion kill. So he's sitting on 60 ability power now, and he's doesn't look really to be using Baleful Strike that much, to be fair. He's just sort of auto attacking, which is understandable. Low mana early game. Warwick taking a bit of harassment there from Malphite. Malphite's on low mana, so he may need to back off there. His lane's pushed, so he's got time to go back to base, get his mana up, get maybe a mana regeneration item, and come back. But no. You see, Warwick's got great vision now because Malphite is low HP and Warwick has his blood scent. Warwick can see Malphite wherever he is, or any character within that range. So basically, Malphite was giving Warwick his line of sight there. Anything Malphite could see, Warwick could see as well. So that's a good thing to know. If you've got that symbol above your head that's telling you you're being picked up by Warwick's blood scent, don't try and sort of hide in a brush and press B and escape, because Warwick will be able to see where you are. We've got Warwick going down, Ignite going down, as well as the ultimate and the Q. It's not going to be enough. Malphite just being the tank that he is and just tanking that damage. Malphite at a bit of a disadvantage because Malphite is a bit like Rammus in his build. He builds a lot of physical resistances, a lot of armor, because his abilities scale with armor, and his passive scales with like HP as well. Whereas Warwick does tons of magic damage. If you go Madrid's Blood Razor, that does 4% of the enemy's HP, but it does it as magic damage, as well as Warwick's Q Hungering Strike is magic damage as well, which is where he's going to be doing most of his harassment. A bit like Vlad in that respect. With his transfusion, just keeps popping that Q on you and doing that harassment. So Malphite is going to have to get magic resistance if he's going to do well against that laning Warwick, which sort of doesn't scale with his abilities. So maybe a better tank to choose would have been Galio, which scales off magic damage, magic resistance. The more magic resistance Galio gets, the more AP he gets. And considering that there's a Warwick with magic damage, there's a Rise with magic damage, as well as Nunu, who does magic damage as well. There's only really Caitlyn that does physical damage, and I believe her Q, which is a very powerful Q, does a lot of damage. I believe that's magic damage as well. So Caitlyn does a bit of magic damage. So really, Galio would have been a great pick to go on the blue team. However, I don't know why I'm talking about Galio, because he's not even on the field. So let's have a quick gander at the items we've got. In terms of items for team game replays, we have a double Doran's Ring on Warwick, just to give him a bit of mana regeneration so he can spam his Q and get those minions up. Nunu really hasn't got much in terms of items, just a Sapphire Crystal. Caitlyn, got some action on Warwick. Again, I don't think either of those two is going to go down very easily, so we'll carry on with the items there. Sydney got Philosopher's Stone, no real interesting items at the minute. Caitlyn, who has quite a bit of farm now, has picked up some Mercury Tread, so any CC going onto her will be reduced by 35% tenacity. So Sona really the only one with any CC there. She has her ultimate as well as a slow. If she can use Sona effectively, she can land a slow and then set herself up with the ultimate, or vice versa. But it's going to be reduced because of those Mercury Treads, so good pick on Caitlyn. Middle lane, let's have a look at the minion kills. So minion kills, Warwick has picked up an impressive 77, Lane Wick, again that high sustainability, allowing him to spend a long time in lane, not having to go back. It's gotten him a large amount of minions, which means a large amount of gold. big advantage there. Rise, always a good farmer, always has been. 73 minions to him, so well done. Got a bit of action going down on the Olaf. He's low HP. He's popped his ult because he cannot be disabled. He must have popped that before Warwick used his ultimate and just ran off, leaving Warwick to say hello to thin air there. Double kill going for Rise, that's not good. Warwick just managing to escape. Slow down on Malphite, he's not going to be enough, he's going to go down. Very low HP. Good teamwork from Team GR there. The enemy team focusing Warwick, I'm not sure if that was a brilliant idea. Should have probably focused a bit more on the Rise, because with Warwick he's got that 80% regeneration from his Q, so he's going to be very hard to take down. On top of that, he's got his passive, so every time he hits someone he heals for like 15, sort of like 10-15 HP every time he hits, which synergizes well with his Hunter's Core, which increases his attack speed. So he's generally a very hard character to kill. Rise, however, without his items, he's just brought a Negatron cloak, so he's going to be quite tanky now, but during that fight he didn't have that, so he'd have probably been the guy I would have focused in that team fight. Down bottom we've just got both people pretty much farming. We've got Sona and Corky with a lot of HP, Sona with a lot of mana, which means she's going to have that high sustainability, able to spam her heal spells and a bit of harassment. Grizz is hardly got any mana whatsoever and low HP, so he needs to be careful. A good stun from Sona could spell the end for him. 15 minutes into the game, let's have a look at the items. So no real interesting items. They've got the Sheen on Corky, giving him good burst damage. He's going to be quite bursty now because of the Sheen. It's always a good pickup. He's going to be using that to focus Caitlyn. We've got Nunu coming down bottom. This could spell trouble for the blue team here. Corky, I think, has noticed because he's sort of pulled back. Sona's just stood there though. He's on his own. I don't think Tariq and Caitlyn has realised that he's there. He pops his ult. He's at a good stun. Double stun, getting two people there. Nunu goes down to Corky. This is bad stuff. Good job to Corky picking up the Nunu kill. Bit of harassment going on from Caitlyn and Tariq there. Caitlyn and Tariq sort of pulled back, whereas Nunu went in. So I think that was a bit of a breakdown in communication there. I don't think Tariq and Caitlyn was aware Nunu was even there, let alone ran in. So a bit of miscommunication there led to the death of Nunu, but it's not the end of the world. We've got a gank top. We've got Warwick. He's in trouble versus Olaf, who's got red buffs. He's got the slow there. He hits the axe. Great. So double slow stacking there. So good stuff from Olaf, picking up another kill. I believe he's got 2 kills for the Olaf. No, he's got 1 kill, 1 assist, so Malphite must have stole that one, which is a questionable choice from the tank there. Really should have given that one to the Brolaf. I mean, it's not always an option, but I believe it was in that certain situation just there. We've got a Wit's End picked up from Warwick. Great item. If you're not sure about the Wit's End, ladies and gents, every time you strike your opponent with a auto attack, you do 42% bonus magic damage per attack. So that works really well with Hunter's Call on Warwick, which again increases his attack speed. So you can just hit and hit and hit and hit. You don't really need high attack damage or high ability power. You just need to literally tap your enemy as much as possible. Great stun from Rise. Vigar taking massive tower damage there. Great decision from Rice to turn around and get that stun. Vigar going down, and that's not what you want. 10 points for stating the obvious there. Thank you very much. Nunu, he's going around for a gank. Let's hopefully he told his teammates this time, and Snowball's Olaf, he's not really too concerned. He's got the Vampiric Scepter there, as well as his W, which allows him to regenerate HP in the form of Lifesteal. Just a small fact, guys, in case you didn't know, Lifesteal is not affected, or Spell Vamp for that matter, is not affected, as far as I'm aware, by ignite. So if you ignite someone, you don't reduce their lifesteal or spell vamp. You only reduce their health regeneration on like health pots. So if they use a health pot to regenerate, that will be affected by ignite. If you're Mundo, his ultimate is health regeneration, so that will be effective against him. But Olaf, he's not really affected. A lot of people sort of think, oh, we'll pop this on Olaf to stop him from getting all his HP back. It actually really doesn't affect him as much as people think. Seems to have switched lane. We've got Malphite bottom, which has left Warwick to sort of take down this tower quite easily. Oh, fantastic flash over Vygar's stun. Good move from Warwick there. Could have been in trouble. Don't know where Sona's disappeared off to. I always get worried when I can't see Sona. Means that ulti's incoming. There she is. They've got vision of that brush though, because of this great ward placement from Tarek. So well done, Sydney. I'm really impressed with your ward placement at the minute. It's been super duper. You see, Team GR knows that they don't want to get too close to that brush now, because Sona will do that ultimate and stun them in place for some time. So they're staying away from that brush thanks to Tarek. He could have saved either Caitlyn or Nunu's life there. So good stuff. Up top we've got Olaf and Vygar, both. Vygar's low mana, Olaf's low HP, so it's looking good for Team GR. Top lane, I know they're not called Team GR, but I'm gonna... Oh! Aggressive move! Spots the opening and takes Vygar down, chooses to take down the turret as well, so Olaf backing off there, leaving Vygar with his pants firmly around his ankles. Good stun from Tarek. It's not going to be enough though. He's just going to walk that off, or fly it off, or flash it off, as he just flashed away from Caitlyn. Didn't want any of that. Caitlyn ghosting in. She's going to get a bit of harassment damage. Not going to be too much of a big deal, because Sona is just going to use that health regeneration. Caitlyn in trouble now. Needs Nunu to get involved. Does do. Snowball on Corki, who uses the his escape mechanism to escape any problems. We've got Tarek stun, but he's low mana. So I'm surprised to see a lack of action around Dragon. Around the 21-minute mark, ladies and gents, we normally see quite a bit more action around the Dragon. I don't think either team has actually spelled doom for the Dragon. I think he's just chilling in his pool. It's a very clean Dragon, because like it's taking a bath like 24/7. See all this water around. He's a very clean Dragon. It's good hygiene. Okay, so what am I talking about? Warwick coming down. He has his ultimate, which is used on Sona to good effect. Takes her down, goes down like a rocket. Not a lot of HP from Sona there. What are her items? No HP items for Sona. She's just got the Tear of the Goddess for that lane sustainability and mana regen. We've got counter gank from the blue team. Good ward placement again. Is going to prevent them from getting the kill. I think Grizz flashed away, so Caitlyn's flash is down, so she is vulnerable to a well placed Sona ultimate. Action on Warwick. Nope, decided better. Good ward placement. If you're wondering, guys, this is the great play for a ward. It allows you to see when the enemy team is farming their wraiths, as well as anyone who is entering from the top to take down the Dragon. We've got Malphite. They're focusing Malphite. This is bad. Good ultimate from Malphite. Stuns two people. Sydney's down. Support's down. Again, they're focusing Warwick, which might not be the best one. Nunu goes down. Corki knows who's to focus. Rise goes in on the weakened Corki. Takes him down. Good stuff. Unfortunately, Sona couldn't prevent Corki's death. Good flash from Rise. He's in trouble. Caitlyn and Rise stuck at their tower. And Warwick goes down to Brolaf, I believe. Malphite, he's not finished. It's a 3v2. Rise is very weak. They need to focus Rise, take him down. Good stuff. Good pick up from Olaf there. That's who you want your kills on. Let's have a look at his kills. He's got 2 kills now. It's not a massive amount, but it's decent. It's decent. He's been an integral part of the blue team strategy to get back in this game. He's playing well. As soon as Olaf gets some items, he is a real beast. I'm not just talking about his beard. Okay, middle tower's in trouble, so that's going to be more global gold, more gold for Olaf to get his items. When he goes back, he's going to have a lot of gold to spend. He's going to come back with, what's he going to get? He's got a ruby crystal, so that hints at a quick Banshee's Veil. I don't think he's going to complete that though. I think he's going to get some. I don't know, Warmogs. I stand corrected. It's going to be Warmogs and then an Atma's Impaler. So for Warmogs, I think he's going to go Warmogs. So he's going to get the Giant's belts for a lot more HP as well. I think he'll be able to finish that Warmogs when he goes back. So when we see Olaf again, he's going to be doing a bit of farming and then he's going to have massive HP. He's only got 1,700 at the minute, but when we see him again for the next team fight, he's going to have easily 2,500. Okay, we've got a fight though at the minute though, so Malphite has his ultimate, another good ultimate from Malphite. Stuns 2 players. Nunu's in trouble. Banshees is up, so he's going to get away. What was Warwick doing there? Warwick got lost and asked the enemy team for directions, and they pointed him to his summoner pool, because that's where he'll be for the next 30 seconds. Good stun from no one. Oh, from Sona. I take that back. I see preemptive. Good stuff from Sona, but the team decided not to go in on that. Corki's gone bottom, so it's going to be Corki versus Caitlyn one-on-one. This ought to be good. We've got minions on Caitlyn's team, so this is a bit of a biased matchup. Corki slapping her around, showing who's boss. Caitlyn popped her all before going down there, but it's got a wind-up time, so she basically just stood there and looked at Corki. Pulling jizzed in my pants face while Corki just ulted her face off. Sona, oh, great heal from Sona, fantastic. Oh, right, okay, stand corrected. Good stuff from Rise getting that kill. Sona with a slow motion escape, nearly getting away there. It's 4 champions to 2 in middle lane, so blue team need to be careful. And I don't have a drink, so my voice is rather parched. I have a choice of polish or moisturiser, and I don't think I'll survive if I drink either. So I'm just going to have to just man up and sit in my chair, my polished chair, which is well moisturised. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Okay, so bot lane, we've got Caitlyn. It's been a while since I've done a shoutcast. I do apologise, guys, if I do ramble on. Score is 10-10. So really close game. 27 minutes in. I genuinely, hands in the air. I have not seen this replay. Do not know how it ends. I don't know who's going to win. I think whoever gets Baron is going to win this. Again, Vigar overextending. You know, he's put his hand down his pants. He's felt what's there. He's got to say, hey, I got a flash. You know, I can escape this. He's manned up. He's gone right into the enemy team and just got ulted on from Warwick. Fantastic. All initiated on like a bad boy and taken down very fast. Great ultimate from Malphite. Could turn the tides. They're focusing Warwick though. That's a problem. Good ultimate from Nunu, forcing the enemy team back. It's all happening. Olaf is in trouble. Goes down. Nunu goes down. Rise needs to be the focus. Corki's not even there. What am I saying Corki for? So nice, just so brittle. Goes down to the queue from Caitlyn, so good stuff there. Malphite manning up, doing his job, doing a lot of damage there. Well, I'm quite surprised. He's picked up a Negatron cloak as well as a Sunfire cape, so he's got high resistances and quite a decent amount of HP. So he's building right, he's building correctly. Vigar wants some revenge. Should have really gone in there on the Taric. He could have done. Taric, no mana. Caitlyn, no health. So he could have picked up a stun there if he'd have landed his stun. That'd have been one dead Taric or one dead Caitlyn. Okay, end rant. Back to polishing my chair. I'm just kidding, I'm not really polishing it. I'm moisturising it. I'm not really. Dragon! I think for the first time in the game. Don't hold me on that. Don't hold me on that. Good stuff. Taking down the dragon. CV on dragon, so we was aware they were doing that, but we wasn't really in the position to tackle it. Meanwhile, we have just farming going on for the Team GR. I'm going to call them. No, they're not called Team GR. I'm going to call them Team GR because everyone watching this is going to be from GR and they're going to be rooting. They're going to be saying, "Come on, guys!" They're going to get behind Team GR and they're going to be voting them to win. So that's why I did it. That's why I did it. That's why I'm saying it. Now, come on, we need our ward at Baron because the enemy team. I'm slightly biased. The blue team could be doing Baron. They're not, but they could be. They could be. And if they are, then I totally just called that. Olaf in middle. Let's gonna have a look. He's got a Giant's belt. He's got Ruby Crystal, so he's definitely going for that. For that Warmogs, he's definitely going for it. He's going for Catalyst of the Protector as well. Oh, I could totally stand corrected here. He's got Catalyst of the Protector, which means a Banshee's Veil with a Warmogs and Ruby Crystal, and he's gonna go for a Frozen Mallet with the Giant's Belt and the Longsword. So we're going to I'm wrong, Warmogs is a great item on Olaf, it's personally what I do, but he's going to go for the Frozen Mallet and the Banshee's Veil, which is two perfectly viable items as well. So action in mid, a bit of poking, both teams, you know, sort of buying each other coffee, you know, sort of getting to know each other, you know, chatting each other up a bit, you know, touchy-feely going on currently, but no sort of real initiation from Malphite, which is what we need. As soon as Malphite goes in, here we go, initiation from Rice. Stun going down from Vigar, hitting no one again. That's really poor stuns. That should be an AoE stun. Good stun from Malphite though, making up for that poor stun from Vigar. Warwick goes down. Just Malphite, just so tanky, just tanking the team's damage there. That trade, although it was 1-for-1, went in blue team's favour because they really fluffed that up with the Vigar stun. However, he's got a double stun now. This spells the end for Nunu. He's going to be taken down easily from Corky. Good flash from Nunu, gets away. Rice taken down. Oh, just completely stood corrected. Wow. I thought Nunu was going to get it in the kipper there. Great flash, dodging the ultimate from Corky. And Rise being aggressive and taking down the Vigar. So great exchange. Wow. Not majorly impressed with Vigar's play. I'm not saying he's bad, but he's gone for a Death Cap and a Deathfire Grasp, which both items offer no survivability stats, no HP, no magic resistance or armor. So he's just going on his base HP there, which is very low. And Rise, etc., is just really hurting him, just jumping on him, focusing him, and he's just going down in a couple of hits. He really needs a Banshee's Veil, or at least some components of the Banshee's Veil half an hour into the game. It's 33 minutes in. He really needs to start building some survivability. He's got a lot of AP. He's got 436, so fair play in that respect. But he at least needs a Ruby Crystal and a Negatron Cloak at this stage of the game, because he's their damage. Team GR is going to focus him, and if he's got no survivability, then you can't really blame Sona for not keeping him alive, because he's just going to go down like a rocket. Okay, this is good news for Team GR, because we've got, oh no, stand corrected, that was a bug from the log replay, I do apologise. 3 Banshee's Veil, no 2. I'm going blind, I'm seeing double vision. We have 2 Banshee's Veil. Stun on Olaf, goes down to half HP already. Ultimate from Sonar, good stun from Vigar and Sona that time. Warwick in trouble. So much health regeneration from Vigar, but he goes down. Corky's in trouble. He's got the GA though, so he's not going to be too concerned. This looks like a big loss for Team GR there. Sona goes down again. So weak, needs to be very careful, needs to have that flash up. Corky needs to get in there, he's got the GA, he needs to finish off this Caitlyn. He does do, he's still alive, he's going to be chasing down this Taric. Taric, 13 HP, great stun from Vigar, and that's all she wrote for Taric. Malphite is so tanky. All these people ragging on Malphite saying he's underpowered, but wow, yeah, I mean, you're just looking at right now the amount of damage that Malphite can take, and if he gets some armor, if he gets quite a bit of armor, he can do a fair bit of damage as well. His E scales with armor, and it really does a lot of AoE damage. I think it's 50% of his armor. Good stun. Oh wow, I've never seen that before. I've genuinely, in my games of League of Legends, never seen that before. What happened there was Vigar put his stun down and Warwick ulted, and he teleports a little bit in his ult to where the enemy is, but he sort of teleported to where the stun was and just sort of stood there on the stun. So there's a great sort of protective stun there from Vigar and stopping Warwick in his tracks. Although I don't think it procced his... Maybe it was flash. Because Warwick still got his ult, so maybe because it didn't get used it reset, or maybe that was a flash, maybe he flashed into the stun. That would probably make more sense. Although it's on a 255 second cooldown and it's already 145, and it's not been that long. It's only just happened. I don't know. Anyway, whatever it was, it looked pretty cool. Baron, again, we're 36 minutes in and the score is 18-19. Both teams are deadlocked. They can't get the advantage over the enemy team. It's back and forth stuff in these team fights, which is really good to see, but Baron is going to be a win. That's going to be the game changer. Now, Team GR was aware that they were doing Dragon just now and haven't really challenged that, so they should have spent that time doing Baron while the enemy team was doing Dragon. We have massive damage on Corky. He uses flash to escape. He's got good escape mechanisms. Olaf's in trouble. He's got a lot of HP, but he's just taking too much damage. Ultimate from Nunu didn't really do much because it's been countered from Sona, using her ultimate to get the stun off on. Ultimate going down on Corky rather early, I will say, but you know, good focus from Caitlyn, knows who's to strike. Sona goes down like a biscuit. I'm sorry, I'm running out of puns to say. Good team fight for my team, and it gives them the opportunity to take Baron. So I think we're going to see Baron here taken for Team GR, and they're just going to run and take down this Corky. He's low HP, low mana. He's going to be in trouble. No, he decides better and to turn around. Again, we can see this Corky because of Warwick's blood scent. We can see everything that Corky sees. So he went up here thinking he was in the brush, thinking he was in stealth, yet my team was aware that he was approaching, that he was on low HP, so they went to sort of go and sort of counter gank him, but they sort of realised last second, maybe his teammates messaging him there to get back and turn around. So don't forget, guys, that Blood Scent doesn't just give Warwick a massive speed increase when around low HP heroes, it also gives them a line of sight, so it's a very powerful ability. And this is a long replay, approaching the 40-minute mark, and my team GR has Baron, so I think this is going to be it now. The game's going to snowball in to purple team's favour. Sona's really weak, needs a Banshee's Veil. Oh, again, I'm not too sure of these item choices. We've got Sonar she's gone straight for the Archangel Staff, and Vigar has gone for some Chainmail, which is Chainmail, pretty sure. No, it wasn't Chainmail. It wasn't Chainmail. It wasn't even Chainmail. It was a needlessly large rod. Vigar just going full AP, just balls to the wall, completely no survivability items whatsoever. All or nothing burst damage. I don't think he's going to win versus this tanky team. If he just had a Banshee's Veil, he could prevent the ultimate from Caitlyn coming in if he stays out of range and kites, because he does have the abilities and kit to be able to kite quite effectively. He could prevent being stunned at range from Rise. He could prevent a snowball from from Nunu. This is all powerful like CC abilities. He could prevent an ult from Warwick. I think Banshee's Veil would be a great choice on this Vigar. He's a good farmer, he's got a lot of minion kills, more than enough AP at the minute. He needs a bit of survivability. Okay, so blue team is aware that Baron Buffy is going to turn this game and is just sort of sitting on their tower. The game's going to be decided in the next few minutes. It could go either way. Good stun, picking up both the carries for Team GR, but Malphite didn't follow that up with his ultimate, which is what he needs to do. Just wait for Vigar's cooldown to come off his stun. It's quite a long one, it's like 12 seconds, something like that. As soon as that comes down, Vigar, get in there, stun again, Malphite follow up onto Rise or Caitlyn, preferably Caitlyn, with his ultimate, and just take down their damage straight away, no questions asked. Because at the minute, Team GR is winning this poke war. They go in, good ultimate from Sonar. Nunu, he's low HP, I think the tower's focusing him. Corky, low mana. Malphite just getting taken down. Team GR is just so tanky with Warwick and Rise. So tanky, they're just tanking that tower. Warwick's not even concerned at all. Corky, he's got GA up, he's Guardian Angel, so he's not going to be too fussed being pushed off from Rise. Olaf pops Ghost, he's going to be really quick, stun from Rise going down there. Olaf needs to turn around, he's not been as tanky as I would have expected an Olaf. He's gone Frozen Mallet and Banshee's Veil, like I did say that earlier on, that those would be his items. They're fairly tanky items. I'd have expected him to perform slightly better in terms of how much damage he can soak up. He's probably might be being a bit too aggressive, because don't forget he does have his ultimate, which gives him some armour, I believe, as well. He's got quite high resistances, quite high HP. I'd have expected him to be a bit more beefy. Maybe that's just a sign of how much deeps is coming out of Team GR. We've got Caitlyn with pretty much full damage items as well. She's got Mercury Treads, which is good for the CC reduction. She's got, as well as the Phantom Dancer, the movement speed, so she can kite quite effectively. So she's not too concerned with the sort of enemy team's damage. Vigar's got all that damage, but he is limited by his range. He needs to stun the enemy and then sort of get in a bit closer to do the damage. And Caitlyn's just going to be like, I'm just going to kite you and just do massive damage. You've got no survivability, so my Q will probably take you down to half health. My ultimate's going to do the rest. So you're not even going to get near me. You're not even a threat with the amount of survivability that you have. He's got Sorcerer's Shoes for the magic penetration as well, so it's just pure damage. And I know that's a very common way to go with Vigar, because he's naturally not very tanky anyway, but I just don't like seeing pure damage builds. you could argue that Caitlyn's gone sort of pure, or she's got GA now, she's got a Guardian Angel now, but you could have argued that without that GA that she'd gone pure damage, but I disagree. I think movement speed and Caitlyn's natural ability to kite provides more than enough survivability for her. The GA is just the icing on the cake. She has sustainability now. She can get into that fight, stand around and do the damage without having to worry around, run around saying, oh no, I don't want to get hit, I'm sort of going to run around instead of doing my job and doing damage. Whereas Vigar, he's treading on thin ice. And I'm running out of things to talk about. This is a long replay, 44 minutes long. Absolutely fantastic game though, 24 kills to 20. Hope you guys are enjoying this replay. It's been a while. I'm enjoying being back. And with time comes the updates for log replay and the patches for balance. So it's good to see the way League of Legends is sort of evolving, and hopefully they will release replays pretty soon for League of Legends. They stated that the main problem for replays at that present time was the update launcher would break every time. But they've updated the launcher to a different launcher so it wouldn't break with replays, and hopefully we should see replays sometime this decade. Okay, we've got Olaf just getting so much focus from Team GR is just impressive. Vigar flashing out, but he's wow, Warwick just tanking this tower. He's not even concerned. I think Vigar should have been probably sort of like, wow, just a clean-up crew. The team is just so tanky, so little damage coming from blue team. Malphite, sort of early game with his Sunfire Cape and his abilities, could do quite a bit of damage, but now he's sort of, he needs to rely on his damage dealers to do that damage. Wow. just destroyed. Good job. Very tanky team, very tanky setup. Caitlyn, great to see the Guardian Angel there. I do like to see that item on the carry. Good build, and well done to both teams. Well done. Goodbye, good night.